I'm happy to be here today on behalf of NAMC-Oregon. We'd like to thank you, Mayor, and City Commissioners for allowing us to be in this meaningful conversation today. And for the record, as I said, Nate McCoy, Executive Director. And I want to also acknowledge, I also serve as the chair for the Portland Housing Advisory Commission, as well as the Fair Contracting Forum and other equity initiatives around contracting for the city. And why it's important, this discussion today, is that the city has direct impact on the economic and social well-being of Portlanders. And as it was mentioned earlier, in particular, Black, Indigenous, Latinx, and Asian communities, in response. The COVID crisis, and I did not hear that today, but the COVID crisis and the social unrest has completely taken the community backwards and deepened economic inequity and the recovery and contracting opportunities. And I feel like this city leadership has and must be accountable to closing the gap on the economic and racial justice through these policies, these processes, and these projects. And that's a clear commitment I'm hearing today from the commissioners. And this is an inequity of economic development that exists in housing, transportation, jobs, workforce development, small business support. This is everything that our city of Portland does and can do better. And I think the city leadership that we have here today seems to be very clear on uplifting and empowering these resolutions. And NAMAC, alongside our other equity stakeholders, feel like those closest to the problem are certainly closest to the solution. And as Colette Holt said earlier, we have to be more intentional on how we build capacity. The Prime Contractor Development Program was a great program. The program needs to be enhanced in a more inclusive and equitable way to live up to all the outcomes and goals I think the city is aspiring to see. And then last but not least, I want to also mention that given that that link I put in the chat, we've already brought some of these seasoned vets to the city actually last year, or actually 2 years ago, to meet with city staff, the then Chief Procurement Officer for City of Portland, Metro, ODOT, and Port of Portland. So when we think about this robust program, let's not think about it narrowly focused to just the city of Portland. Let's think about how our regional partners and our agencies can buy into a system that really should be built from the whole built environment, not just what the city puts in, but from all of its partners regionally, because there is way too much work coming. And as Art said, we need to get contractors ready and get those relationships built. And some of it is in the prime contractor side. Some of these contractors want to control their own destiny. They don't want to be subs to a larger GC. So I want to make sure that we're on record that we want to hold these systems, these tracking mechanisms, and the great procurement staff that is trying to do the work. We need to hold all of ourselves more accountable. Because if we have a good plan without any resources or any, money allocations, it's hard to achieve the goals and outcomes that we want to see today. So again, I appreciate being here and having the invite. I don't know if we have time for questions, but there was a lot I heard that NAMAC would love to lean in at a later date. So thank you.